it's time for another tutorial, and today's tutorial technically is using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour Palette in Light. This little baby right here. It's a very simple eye look, and the reason why I'm doing this look is I had another look planned with the It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. Letitia, don't worry, I got you, girl. I'm still gonna film it. I just couldn't get it done with my eyes because they were being irritated and watery, and you know how it is. You get the look perfect, everything looks great, and then your eye starts watering so bad that nothing sticks and it just looks like a big old mess. So today, instead, what I decided to show you, because I wanted to get a tutorial up, is how I do my makeup, you know, kind of a full face glam makeup when I know that I can't do eyeshadow. And of course you always want a nice clean base because that's really going to make your eyeshadow, blush, lip pop, whatever else. But sometimes you just want to go a couple extra steps to really make your whole face the focus instead of just one part. So yeah, so that's what I did today. Not only is it really friendly for people who have irritated watery eyes out there, guys, I know, I feel you, you're my people. It's also great for beginners. It's a great way. It's a very unintimidating look that is very polished, put together, and just makes me feel glamorous. So I hope you guys enjoy this look. If you want to see how I created it, then stick around and I'll see you after. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do, just to really make sure, I've already moisturized my face, but just to make sure everything is really, really smooth and kind of just put together, I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Youth Code Texture Perfector Pore Vanisher. And this kind of has, oh, I'm almost out of this. You don't need a bunch of this, but this almost has a, like, the same kind of effect as a dimethicone type primer, and I like to just concentrate this right in the center of my face because this really does help to smooth out my pores before I put on my primer. For primer today, I am going to use my Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, and a little of this goes a very long way, so I am just going to put about that much on. That's about all I need from my entire face. And I did do my brows already, but that is just because I'm just not confident enough in my brow routine to do that on camera. So, confession time. I'm going to get a little bit more of that primer just right on my forehead just because it's really, really dry right now. Alright, now I'm just going to carve out my brows. And today, since we're doing just kind of minimal, very, very minimal anything on the eyes, I'm going to just go in with a concealer. This is just the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer on just a concealer brush. And I'm just going to clean up around my brows. And with that brush, I'm just going to smooth it down onto the lid. And I'm just going to smooth the rest of it out with my finger. And this is just going to act as kind of that base for the little bit of product that we are putting on the eye. Alright, for foundation today, we're going to use my new favorite combination for just straight up full coverage foundation. And that is a mix of the Infallible Pro Matte and the Dream Velvet. So the Infallible Pro Matte, I have the shade Shell, I believe. Yeah, 102 Shell Beige. So I'm just going to put that on my hand, and then in the Velvet, Dream Velvet, I have 05 Warm Porcelain. Now these are two shades that I have, or two foundations that I have difficulty wearing on their own. One, I mean, they just don't seem to work for me, but when I try them out together, I was just trying to take foundations that I don't use very often and find a way to make them work for me. It really, this combination has really been working really, really well. So I'm going to take that and just put this all over my face, and we want to do a full coverage today. And I got my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge really, really wet just because we are using so much foundation and it is such heavy coverage. I like to go in with a little bit more and then just let the Beauty Blender pick it up. So I'm just going to go in and start blending that in. And the two foundations just work so gorgeously together to give me a really, really kind of full coverage, flawless matte finish. Take this underneath my chin here and blend it down my neck. So if you're having issues with foundations and, you know, you've got a couple of foundations or a few foundations that are just not working for you, I would really suggest playing around with them and seeing what combinations you come up with, because you might be surprised what you find out. as far as what works in combination. Sometimes a foundation just needs a little bit of help from another foundation. But the reason why I'm going for a really flawless coverage today is because we have watery eyes and we can't really make, you always want a flawless foundation coverage just because it makes any eye look, it makes any look that you do cleaner and pop more when you have a nice clean base. But if we're really focusing on the skin, we really want to make sure it's nice and just nice and smooth and even, so we can really make it the focus of the look. And it's hard sometimes when you have watery eyes and you know, have looks planned out that you really wanted to do, or get excited about using a palette and then you know, try using it and it's just not gonna work. There are just days when your eyes, if you're like me, and if you don't have sensitive eyes, I am envious of you, because it can just be extremely frustrating. So all my watery eyed girls and guys out there, I feel you. So we have a really nice foundation. It really kind of smooths over my pores. We've got a nice base going on. So we're gonna go in with a new product and contour. So for contour today, I'm gonna go in with the new Milani Contour and Highlight Cream and Liquid Stick, and I'm in the shade Fair Light. So I'm gonna go in with the contour side and just start drawing out where I want my contour. It's a very nice creamy stick. I really like the way it applies. Make sure that's even. Do a little under here. I'm gonna kind of take it underneath. And then kind of down the neck a little bit. Also gonna do the nose. We're just playing today, guys, so we're gonna take this up around the forehead. And we're gonna just take that beauty blender and we're gonna just start blending it up. And this is actually a technique I learned from that girl Shay XO. If you've got contour, if you're blending it out, blend it up so it doesn't drag down your look. I've got to say, this product, it's very subtle. It's very like the Maybelline Master Contour Stick, where it's a very nice cool color, very nice cool color, and blends out really nicely. So it gives me just a really nice natural contour. I am going to go back over with a powder contour, but this is just going to kind of add to it. Just go up around the sides of the face. I'm really liking this product so far. You guys know I don't usually contour my nose, but we're gonna play around today. It's something I'm working on. I think I've said this before, but my nose is actually, I've broken my nose a couple of times. One really bad time when I used to play softball. Foundation, I mean, so I'm really liking that cream contour. So we're gonna go in with the liquid side, and we're just gonna kind of dab it onto the high points, just to make it part of our foundation. We are going to go back in with concealer, but this is just going to add a little bit of something to the actual foundation. All right, so now that we've got a nice foundation base going on, we've got our cream contour on, we're going to go in with concealer and kind of clean up around underneath the eyes. And today I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay in the shade Ivory, and I like this because it is really light, but it also has a really nice yellow undertone to it, which helps cancel out a lot of my dark circles, and I get them right in the inner corner, and I get a lot of darkness around the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Fair, just to tone down the yellow a little bit. And then also just to add some extra correcting, I'm going to go in with my Dream Lumi Touch. And this is in the shade Radiance. So this is just going to add a little bit of brightness. And I like the combination of the more yellow undertoned concealer with that salmony shade of the Radiance stick. And then again, we're just going to blend that out. And those three together just blend out so beautifully. They really remind me, this combination, I know it seems like a lot of steps to use 3 concealers, but this combination really reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and the effect it has on the skin and the coverage it gives. So if you're somebody who has a hard time getting a hold of that one in your shade, I know it's always sold out, and you have these in your collection, I think they'd be a really good alternative because, like I said, I really feel like they give me that same kind of effect and coverage. You can see how irritated my eyes are. Alright guys, so I am going to apply some powder today. I'm going to go with my Coty AirSpun Loose Face Powder. This is in the shade Naturally Neutral, which has a slight yellow tint to it, which I really like for underneath the eyes. So I'm just going to start setting this. I'm not going to let it sit for long. And I am actually going to put a little bit on the eye, just to set that concealer. And you see how it almost just blends into the skin. So I will put this on and to let it bake per se, but really the Naturally Neutral blends in so seamlessly with my foundation that I just love the look of it. It's really brightening and just gives me a really nice creaseless finish to my foundation and my concealer for the most part. And I am going to take this right underneath our contour. So while that's sitting, I'm going to go in and we're going to start working on the contour. And today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour Palette in Light. So I'm going to be using this for the face and the eyes. So I'm just taking this on a BRS25 brush, and I'm kind of got it just on the edge there, if you can see. And I'm going to put that edge with the product up, and I'm going to start placing it and blending it out over that cream contour. And that's just going to make sure that you're not dragging down your contour too low. And again, guys, these are just things that I do, tips and tricks, things, you know, techniques that I enjoy when applying my makeup. And I am going to bring that up around the forehead. And I'm going to take that down around the chin. And then we're going to just work on the other side. Like I said, I've said this a million times, I hate the packaging for this product, but the actual product in the packaging is so just stellar. Especially if you are fair-skinned, it just blends out so beautifully that I'm willing to deal with it, which is saying something. I'm going to take a BRC S06 brush from Coastal Scents and go into the contour shade. And we're just going to reiterate the contour underneath the lip, just to give us the illusion of fullness. We're just going to run this right down the nose as well, very, very lightly. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and just wipe off all of that bacon. I'm just going to take my True Match, L'Oreal True Match powder in 1, this shade, on a big fluffy brush, and just kind of wick everything away, any excess powder that we have hanging out on our face. Alright guys, I lied. So we're going to work on the eye first. So what we're going to do is go into the Infallible contour palette, and we're going to pick up that highlight shade on a BRC S02 brush, and all I'm going to do is just pat this all over the eye lid, the mobile lid, just to brighten it up just a little bit. And you can drag this up just a little bit. Actually, we're going to drag this all the way up, because this is going to help the contour shade blend out just a little bit easier. And now I'm just taking a fluffy brush from Wet n Wild, and we're going to go into the contour shade, tap it off. I'm going to start placing that right in the transition, just to give the eye a little bit of depth and dimension so it's not so blanked out. This is going to look very natural, and because we're doing very minimal shadow on the eye, it's not going to irritate your eye as much. So it's going to look dimensional and pulled together without having to put so much shadow on your eye that it's just irritating. You can see right there, see how my eye's watering? It just happens. It's going to be a lot less noticeable if I do this type of look than if I try and do a full-on smoky eye. So, you know guys, that's life. Sometimes you plan something and it just doesn't work out. Now just to deepen up that contour shade a little bit, I'm going to go with a BR250 brush with that contour shade, and again, just deepen it up slightly. And that's all we're doing for the eyes other than mascara. For mascara today, since we aren't doing a whole bunch, we want to go in with the big gun. So we're going to go in with, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And for the lower lashes, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Mega Length. And if you happen to get any mascara on your eye, that's okay, just let it dry and then we'll go back in with a Q-tip and clean it up. Alright guys, for blush today we're going to go into the City Color Be Matte Blush in the shade Guava, which is just a really nice nude shade. And I'm just going to use that same BRC S25 brush. It's going to give us a really nice rosy color to the cheeks. Alright guys, and just to blend everything together and give us a really nice seamless finish, we're just going to take that fluffy brush and just kind of dust over the Ambient Lighting Powder palette. And this is just going to give a beautiful kind of glow and airbrush finish to the face. And today we're going to finish off with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Gold Bar. I'm just going to take a little fluffy brush and start just concentrating that right on the tops of my cheeks. Alright guys, and you know my favorite way to vamp up any look and glam up any look is a red or vampy lipstick. So we're going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Lipstick in Missy and Fierce. Alright guys, and that's the look. Alright everybody, so this is the finished look. You can see my eyes are watering. I mean, and it's nothing I did, it's just that's how my eyes get sometimes, whether I have makeup on or not. So if you have a special event, a date, a Christmas party, a holiday party, whatever it is, and you have got the irritated, watery eyes, then try this look. You can still be fierce and fabulous and glam without the lashes, without the liner. We've already talked about that, but also without really a lot of eyeshadow. We just did minimal eyeshadow with the L'Oreal contour palette just to polish up the eyes and make them, you know, give them some dimension and depth. And really it was about the face, and it was about the lips and the blush and the highlight and everything else. So do not feel defeated. I know how frustrating it is when you're trying to do an awesome eye look and you got it just the way you want it and your eyes start. Trust me, I have thrown many things across a room. I'm right there with you, but sometimes, you know, shit happens and you just got to go with it. But again, this is not only good for watery eyes, this is going to be an awesome beginner look if you're just getting into makeup, if you want to work on your foundation. Trust me, foundation is not as easy as it seems either. It took me a long time to get my foundation routine where I want it and where I like it, and I'm still working on it every day. But guys, I'm going to stop talking here. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you as always for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day, a rockin' week. Be sure to check out my channel tomorrow for the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.